Hey everyone, it's Movie Lover 120, and I'm here with episode 21 of my Halloween horror movie reviews, and beginning the final week of this series, and starting off the final episodes of this year with John Carpenter's Halloween. For those of you that don't know, this is easily my favorite slasher movie of all time. It basically kicked off that slasher genre, starting with those icons like Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Chucky, Ghostface, all those characters really. Well, technically Psycho did it, but this further established the slasher as a genre. So of course, well, what is this movie about? Well, on Halloween night in 1963, a 6-year-old boy named Michael Myers murders his sister in the fictional western United States town of Hanfield, Illinois. He escaped on October 30th, 1978 from Smith's Grove Sanitarium and returns home to kill again. Next day, Halloween. Next day, on Halloween, Michael stalks teenager Laurie Strode and her friends, with Michael's psychiatrist Samuel Loomis pursues his patient knowing his intentions. Now, this is just a phenomenal movie from start to finish. It's easily the best film in the series it is. And why does it really rock so much? Well, it's got an original horror film plotline for the time, an amazing musical score with that very memorable theme song, which I like to play every Halloween night. Michael Myers is definitely one of the most popular movie villains, along with Chucky, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, and Ghostface. Also, the fact that Michael Myers is a plain human being with no powers makes him more of a terrifying figure. Suspenseful and memorable scenes spawned a critically acclaimed horror franchise. Well, I wouldn't really say critically acclaimed. There's some good movies in there. Halloween 2, Halloween 2018, and H2O are good, but everything else really isn't. It launched the careers of many currently well-known stars like Jamie Lee Curtis, who would go on to appear in many other horror films like The Fog, and the original Fog, of course. Wonderful and chilling cinematography of the 1970s, the lighting is very well done and fits with the movie's tone, especially for the final half of the movie. It's become a classic Halloween favorite by many horror movie fans, me in particular, who watch this movie every Halloween. It showed that John Carpenter had very decent high-level experience, a director, music composer. Like, John Carpenter would also go on to direct this remake in the 80s of The Thing, which is definitely the best horror remake of all time. And of course he also directed The Fog. Likable, interesting characters. Good acting, mainly from Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, especially Donald Pleasence as Dr. Loomis, and of course Nick Castle as Michael Myers. And Nick Castle is actually my favorite Michael Myers of all time, and I'm glad say what you want about the 2018 film, but I'm glad they got him to come back for the 2018 film, so that was actually epic. And Dr. Loomis' description of Michael Myers is not having any emotion is most memorable, by telling pieces of dialogue and cinema history, and of course, I hate they somehow later decided to just make Michael Myers that Laurie's brother. Later on, many other films in the series. But thankfully, the 2018 film erased that and just made and never had him be her sibling. So that's why I also did like the 2018 film. The very unpredictable ending, and definitely one of the best ending shots in horror history. That shows Michael can't be stopped, and especially when Dr. Loomis shoots him down, but then finds his body gone. And we all know he comes because, of course, he's in Halloween 2, 1981 sequel, which takes place right after this movie, which is probably the best of the sequels. And the POV shot that shows Michael's mask in his face not being revealed throughout most of the film until the climax just makes him look even more intimidating. Very nicely done death scenes and a very iconic poster, too. Now, of course, there are some bad qualities, like, it's not really too original, like some elements, like the first-person POV shots and the stalker idea, are kind of stolen right from another slasher film released during the 70s called Black Christmas. It's more of a Christmas film, guys, though. I might talk about that around Christmas when I do Christmas movie reviews. It's even kind of overhyped to be this really scary film, but it's not really that scary. It's not really that violent, really. It's just more suspenseful. That's what really it's not really that bad. It's not as gruesome as the remakes, thankfully. it was here's the original idea. You know that the film was originally supposed to be titled The Babysitter Murderers, The Babysitter Murders, but I'm kind of glad they didn't do that because Halloween's a better title, really, and that just sounds a little too much of a corny title. But all in all, looking for a classic suspenseful film this Halloween, upcoming Saturday, I would definitely give this movie a watch. It's definitely one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and maybe check out Halloween 2. Depending on your opinion of it, it does take place right after this movie. So yeah, here's how I would rank. I am going to rate John Carpenter's Halloween a 9.5 out of 10. And that'll be it for this review, guys. I will put Halloween away later, and I'll show you what is going to be my next review or episode. It's actually going to be 2 movies in one. This is hard to get out, but okay, I got them. Okay, so I'm wondering what the 2 movies I'm going to talk about in my next review are. Well, here you are. This one I'm excited to talk about the most. Because if you want to know why, well, it is my all-time favorite horror movie, and since this is going to be kind of a short week for these episodes, I thought I'd just do these back-to-back, really, so I thought I'd talk about both Shining and this movie, which is the sequel that came out last year, so yeah. But anyway, that'll be it for this review, guys. Thank y'all for watching, and if you like this and want to see more, then don't forget to like and subscribe to Movie Lover 120.